Hi, in this Learning Module 3 and this video, I want to quickly explain what you need to do for this module. So I'll have the video posted here. The same thing that we're going to do for all our chapters. I've provided the PowerPoint presentation, and you can use that to help you read through the chapter or help you take the quiz. I would do the quiz after you listen to the code with me, or you could do the quiz as a way to walk through the chapter. After that, or depending on the order, there are the three assignments: the quiz, the code with me video, an assignment, and then the chapter assignment. With the code with me, the video is rendering right now. It's almost finished, so by the time you hear this video, you'll see the video here. You want to watch that. It's quite long. The chapter 2 is quite long. The video is about an hour and 10 minutes, and with your pausing and coding, it might take you about 2 hours to do this code with me assignment. So leave yourself enough time. But it covers the major concepts in chapter 2. And I view this as kind of an in-class lecture. So even if you're in my face-to-face course, you still need to watch the video because you have to submit the Java file that you'll create at the end. And then the last thing is the chapter 2 assignment. You want to create a program that will calculate the calories lost based on the steps that you take in a day. And your program calculates the steps that you take, calculates the miles that you walk based on the steps. So I have provided what your input and your calculations and your output should entail. This will make more sense once you watch the code with me video. And the things that I'll be looking for when I grade, and also to help you understand this assignment, I've provided you with a software design document. Software design documents are used to specify the requirements of a software that you're designing. It's a software design document. So in here, it gives you more detail on what you need to do for the program and really guides you in how your calculations should be laid out, and even perhaps what you should name your variables. Now, you don't have to use this document. Feel free to take liberties and your variable names. The calculations will be similar, but feel free to name your variables something different as long as they meet the rules of naming variables. But essentially, your program should ask to enter the patient's name, the day of the week, and how many steps they took on the pedometer. And then based on that input, we would calculate how many miles they walked, and then from that calculation, how many calories they lost. And then you'll display a report of that at the end. In stage 2 of a system or software design document, it is a systems analysis. So it displays to the programmer or explains to the programmer the calculations that need to take place and the variables that are suggested. Now, for example, I called my variable patient name, but you could call it just name, or I created one that called steps taken. You could call it num of steps taken or something longer, as long as there are no spaces. And then we have calculated or assigned variables. These are things that our program's going to calculate. So we have step 1, declaring variables, step 2, doing input, step 3, doing calculations, and 4, doing output. And again, that will make more sense when you do your that would be right here. That will make more sense in understanding the process of the sequence structure that we're following in this program once you watch the code with me video. And then these other, step 4 is just how I implemented the program. And step 5 is test data. So you can run this test data against your program to make sure your data is calculating properly. Once you're finished with your code, your .java file, click here and upload that for grading. These assignments, code with me. Well, the quiz is worth 20, this is worth 40, and this is worth 50. So I've increased the point value of the code with me's and the assignments because they're more difficult than Chapter 1. Also with this learning module, make sure you read the chapter. Don't just rely on the material I provided and the videos. There's a lot of useful and helpful things in the chapter. So that's it for Learning Module 3. I hope you enjoy the learning of how to use data and variables and data types, and I'll talk with you soon.